Grayman is supported by Patreon. Donate now and receive special early access.
Ah! The scarf did it! It was behind everything all along. Ha ha ha! Hello, hello, hello. I am the Grayman, and welcome to Mega Man 5. So, this one occupies a very weird space for me, as far as Mega Man games are concerned. Some people kind of consider this, the worst of the original 6 NES games. I don't know if I would go that far, because that is a very relative statement. Like, even the weakest Mega Man game is better than, like, 90% of NES games that have come out. That being said, there are some kind of issues that I do kind of have a hard time ignoring. So right up top, at the beginning of this playthrough, I'm going to list some positives about this game. Pro, it has great level and enemy design. Probably some of the best in the franchise. As you can see, they've modified the Mega Buster from the previous game, which makes for more strategic gameplay and a more enjoyable experience. And as is standard, the soundtrack is excellent. Probably one of the best Mega Man soundtracks, which reminds me, the soundtrack for this one was made by Mari Yamaguchi, who has had a long career at Capcom and a great composing career in Japan. Now, some negatives. It hands down has the worst sub-weapons of the original 6 games. Like, I'll demonstrate this later, but they are absolutely the worst. It also barely introduced anything new compared to the previous 4 games. The only new thing that you get is Beat. And Beat is just kind of like, whatever. He's an automatic, like, win the game kind of item. And I suppose there's some kind of reward aspect, because you do have to collect all the letters in order to unlock him. So you go to the trouble to kind of do that, and I suppose it's fitting that you get outfitted with, like, an awesome weapon. But at the same time, like, that weapon completely takes away the challenge of the game. So, like, you're... And you don't even really use him, really. Like, it's a very passive item. Like, you basically just unleash Beat on a bunch of the enemies, and, yeah, you win, yay! And as a result of all the sub-weapons being really, really weak, an offshoot of that is that they made every enemy killable with the Mega Buster in this game. Which, personally, I think is the biggest mistake, because that was kind of the whole appeal of Mega Man. You get all these cool weapons that the bosses give you, and you find new and interesting applications for them. Like, all the other games, like, went out of their way to make sure that you use the sub-weapon. Some bosses in Dr. Wily's castle can only be defeated with the sub-weapons. So yeah, you get more strategic gameplay because of how they use the Mega Buster, but you kind of lose something that made the entire franchise special. So to that end, I'm actually going to do something very unique with this one. I don't think I'm going to do it for the other games, but I am going to do it for this one. This game is going to be Buster only for me. I am only going to fight bosses using the Mega Buster. Do you want to give me anything? Okay. So I am going to demonstrate all of the sub-weapons once I get all of them. But that being said, I am going to beat every single boss in this game using the Mega Buster, and that's going to be a huge pain in the ass when I get to Wily. Oh, spoilers, Wily's the villain. But, that's going to be a pain because his boss is particularly difficult with the Mega Buster. But at the same time, like, I like to give you guys something interesting. I like to challenge myself on this show. And I just kind of feel that if I went for the really weak weapons, or if I went for Beat for that matter, I feel like, I don't know, I would just kind of be doing myself and all of you kind of a disservice. So I'm going to be playing this game in the most interesting way that I can. And since I don't have to worry about getting the right boss order. I'm just going to do the levels in any which way that I want, which means I'm going to get to do Gravity Man stage. Now, see, I was talking earlier about the level design being really good. And it is. It's probably some of the best level design in the Mega Man franchise. And this is a great example. Like, I absolutely love this level. Not to mention, it makes you go. It also inverts the controls, and so it kind of makes you go press up in order to do the slide. That has to be more surreal than anything this stage could given me. Why don't I just walk into the dude and just have him fuck me up? It seems like there would be nothing but success that way. Come on, buddy. There you go. Whoa! See, I forget if these cannons were in Mega Man 4. They probably weren't. Because I think the only enemies that they really recycle are the hard hats, and that's because they're kind of like an iconic enemy. Oh, look at this guy. Bye, buddy. Keeping up the tradition of Mega Man big bouncy bastards. And I just go by cool as you please. Can I get... even though I'm not gonna use Beat once I get him, I think I'm probably still gonna collect all the Beat pieces. There's no reason why I shouldn't. That's always kind of a really tricky thing talking about these Mega Man games, is that people feel, you know, Mega Man games just kind of like run out of ideas. And you can see certain points in the franchise where they did. But at the same time, all of these, you know, the vast majority of these games, there's like 100+ Mega Man games. God damn it. Sorry, I'm still playing this on the Legacy Collection, and it has that goddamn rewind feature. I just need to take my hands off the shoulder buttons. See, already this is more challenging just by doing it this way. Well, not that challenging. Look at how much... Yeah, look at how much damage the Mega Buster does! Jesus Christ! Like, it kind of disinclines you from... You know, even if the sub-weapons weren't completely useless, it disinclines them from using them, because why would you? The Mega Buster is the strongest thing you have. And you can just slide around and use, and, you know, fight a bunch of the guys that way. That's kind of an interesting thing when it comes to... who should I do next? Let's do... Crystal Man. That's an interesting thing about, game design, is that when you have a diverse amount of weapons, like, you have ones that are just kind of, like, either straight up useless, or ones that are just, like, not as useful as others, but... When you have games like this, you have, you know, something called primary strategy, which is where you, do a very particular thing, or a very common thing in order to progress through the game. So in Mega Man, that's jumping and shooting. That's with, the Mega Buster. And then, you know, the sub-weapons just kind of let you do cooler stuff. But... Oh, shit. But the caveat to that is that the sub-weapons let you do unique or better things. It should not just be kind of like a, oh, whatever kind of situation. Where it kind of inclines you to just use the primary weapon instead. It's like, Ego Raptor pointed this out in Sequelitis, where, in Castlevania, originally your primary strategy is that you jump and you use the whip, but then you get the sub-weapons to kind of help you out. And the sub-weapons are incredibly useful in Castlevania. Like, it's super important which ones you use or don't use. And by that I mean the holy water, the holy water, the holy water, the holy water. But then you get to, oh, hey, Eddie, do you have anything for me? Nothing I'm gonna need. Thanks, pal. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So... Then you get to Castlevania 4, where you can whip in all directions. You can use it as a shield. And it just has all of the... And you can swing and you have all these useful applications. And so the sub-weapons are basically made useless because of that. And they just kind of kept the sub-weapons in there because every Castlevania game had them. And... like, at that point, you should probably just, like, start making a completely new game where, like, the only weapon that you use is the whip. Which, honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to. If, someone kind of came up with something like that, I would totally play it. So, an idea that he talked about in that video was kind of, not a bad sequel, but an ungraceful sequel. And so, the more I talk about it, the more I realize I would probably call Mega Man an ungraceful sequel, where it just kind of... it has other gameplay ideas, but it doesn't integrate the older ideas that kind of made the franchise what it is. And I don't mean to dogpile as much as I am. I mean, just look at this level. Look at this design. This is impeccable. For the original Nintendo in particular, like, this is insane. Like... fuck it. I'm not gonna worry about that. But, I know what I said about all the beat pieces, but, I'm not gonna use beat, so just, like, to hell with it. But... I don't know, I'm kinda going back and forth and all over the place in this video. I am probably gonna die. I hope I have some extra lives. Oh! Yep, I was completely accurate. I said I was gonna die, and then I died. This is actually making me reset everything in my, okay, I've got a couple of lives. I've got an E-Tank. This is making me reset a lot of things in my brain all of a sudden, like, because I know how I would beat this guy if I had the sub-weapon, but just using the Mega Buster makes me just rewrite everything in my brain. So see, that makes things interesting. That makes them challenging. I kind of remember the point that I was making, is that even if the Mega Man games are repetitive, they still have fun core gameplay, and they're still incredibly well designed. Like 90% of the Mega Man games that you will... Oh, it wasn't that hard. 90% of the Mega Man games you will play are still incredibly well made, even if they don't have a lot of innovations. I don't know. It's a very subjective kind of idea. So I've kind of been rattling off a bunch of stuff in this episode. I'm going to call it here, and we're just going to focus on straight-up gameplay once we get to the next one. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.